Just like Mexico City, you like it? Well, that's what you get. You like it, you get it. All of you are going to get it. Police in black ski mask everywhere. Military checkpoints. Total scum, filth. All of us slaves. Control freaks everywhere, ruling, having their way with us. You're going to get it. All of you decadent football idiots who only care about football. All of you out there that love to lay down to corruption and think everything is cute and funny and love to make fun of me all day and attack this radio show because I'm red-blooded and I know what's going on. You're going to get everything you want. I want you to listen carefully. In the next 2 years, they're going to devalue your currency by at least 50%. You're so stupid, when the government tells you it's not devalued, you still won't know it's devalued because they told you so. And as you lose your standard of living, you'll just stick your thumb in your mouth and suck it and watch television. And then ask the government to come with diapers and change your diaper. And the government will come lovingly and slit your throat. And you'll thank them because that's what you do, is bow down to corruption because your forefathers are rolling in their graves with hatred of you because you're trash. Have you noticed the people that want your guns also want to build more prisons and get rid of the Bill of Rights and Constitution and have DNA databases for all and strip you of your liberties, both Republican and Democrat? They have legislation in the Senate, the Belligerence Act, that states the Pentagon can secretly arrest U.S. citizens and secretly strip you of your rights anytime they want, that you can be tortured. Oh, yeah, that's in the bill. Enhanced interrogation. Oh, but you don't hear the media crying and screaming, oh, my gosh, like they are about Arizona. And I've read the Arizona bill. That's why Janet Napolitano in congressional hearings last week said, I haven't read it. Well, of course she hadn't read it, because if she said she'd read it, which she obviously has, she'd know it says if the cops pull you over drunk driving or pull you over for something else or at the scene of a crime and ask for ID and you don't have one and you're an illegal, they're going to arrest you. That's what the stinking thing says. But nope, police, you already know this. You arrest illegals, you're told to release them. Drunk driving, you name it, 800-plus sanctuary cities, it's on record. You're only allowed to go after the American people. And when it comes to us, shoot us in the back, rob us, take everything we got, throw the book at us. We are scum. No matter what color we are the cattle to be sucked dry. And the globalists just want foreigners in here to pull the lever to take our guns and to vote for socialism. And once they've totally brought the country down, don't worry, police, you're going to get to have your way with the illegals. Once they're legal, you're going to get to suck them dry as well. There's going to be a lot of societal raping going on. You want enjoyment, you want domination, you want control, you want a sadist buffet of enjoyment, you have got it. Don't you worry. It's just going to get better and better for tyranny. Now, if you're a good cop, you're going to be kicked off the force. It's all part of tyranny. Oh, hundreds and hundreds of other countries have fallen to it. It's our turn now, and in America, we do it bigger and better. So Congressman slams the outrage of Calderon lecture on immigration. That's a PrisonPlanet.com article. We have the video of McClintock up there laying it all out. In fact, get that queued up, too. He says it so well, I'm going to play it. Calls next hour. But first, let's play Felipe Calderon, the unelected fraud. It's on record. They stole elections nationwide, riots all over Mexico. The people are trying to stand up for liberty down there, but their government is, well, they got triple the resources we got here in the U.S., more billionaires than we have in the U.S., and they're one of the poorest countries in the world. I mean, you talk about slavery. That's what Mexico has, is slavery. Oh, you're not called a slave. You just are a slave. And, folks, I was down in Mexico 2 years ago. Even in Yucatan, it's checkpoints every 2 miles with the bus driver with a big chartered bus going out to the pyramids. I've never seen this before in Mexico. I've seen them do it to gringos and, scum, slaves. They're coming in there to be sucked off of. Give me some money or I'm going to take you to prison. But again, that's sweet and loving. You'll never hear the State Department complain about that. It's so sweet. Oh, loving. But I watched the bus driver have to pay the Mexican troops off. So now even the big tours are sucked on by the military. But don't worry, we're getting like that here, too. It's all part of freedom. In every third world country, you got troops on the streets. Well, we got them here in America now, and they're going to be running our lives. But again, I'm digressing. How dare me be against troops all over the street? It's a great thing to pay off the military. That's good. But here's Felipe Calderon telling us what we've got to do, telling us how we've got to behave and what legislation we've got to pass, and lying and saying that our guns sold here in America are the ones flooding Mexico, when he knows full well he's down there running a giant war against cartels that aren't laundering their money through big U.S. banks. Now, here it is.
But believe me, many of these guns are not going to honest American hands. Instead, thousands are ending up in the hands of criminals. With all due respect, if you do not regulate the sale of these weapons in the right way, nothing guarantees that criminals here in the United States, with access to the same power of weapons, will not decide to challenge American authorities and civilians. But I will ask Congress to help us with respect and to understand how important it is for us that you enforce current laws to stem the supply of these weapons to criminals and consider reinstating the assault weapons ban.
Oh, they clap. So, let's get this straight. There are 35 to 40 million illegals here, another million or two a year, a million legals. It's almost all from Latin America and Mexico, pouring in. They export the criminal element. They come here to have the baby for free. Everybody gets on welfare. All the police basically leave you alone. You're above the law. Isn't this great? The whole Southwest is going bankrupt. They're not paving roads in California. It's completely collapsing. I'm talking to friends and family out there. It's just completely collapsing. Everything's falling apart. They're laying off half the police in major cities or more. But meanwhile, we've got to stem the flow of guns down there to his country where people are disarmed so the criminal gangs can have their way, just like in Chicago and New York. Everywhere you have thugs like Bloomberg or Daley in Chicago or Calderon, their answer to the crime their corrupt system creates is that we need to turn our guns in so we can live like the poor people who are under tyranny live in Mexico. I'll guarantee you, if we'd have made those 35 million illegal aliens stay in Mexico, they would have overthrown that government. We'd have something better down there. But our stinking globalist government, the same globalists that are destroying America, that run America, they run Mexico. And they brag about it, how they keep the people poor by design, so that they have no way of ever standing up. The elite don't want a middle class, and people in the United States are about to find that out. Now, here was Barack Obama the day before at the White House with Calderon saying our nation isn't defined by its borders. Pure New World Order. This is pure globalization, pure world government. Okay, this is the North American Union that I heard some yuppies on the radio making fun of me last week saying there's no such thing as an NAU. Doesn't matter if it's all public. They're like children. They just don't understand how real this is. Let's go ahead and play the clip. Here it is.
In the 21st century, we are defined not by our borders, but by our bonds. So I say to you and to the Mexican people, let us stand together.
This is all about the North American Union. This is all about global government. And they're openly saying that's right. Back that up. Our nation isn't a... This is a YouTube video we've got up in the story that Paul Watson and Aaron Dykes wrote. Mexican president wants to disarm Americans. Aaron Dykes. Felipe Calderon pressures U.S. leadership to reenact unconstitutional assault weapons ban from House floor. And then it continues. Congressman slams outrage of Calderon lecture on immigration. That's from prisonplanet.com, Paul Joseph Watson. But look, there's time to save the United States. There's time to save it. Free countries are incredibly rare. And you need to understand that Mexico is fully collapsed. It is a failed state. Every top sociologist we talk to, every person that studies geopolitical developments, but just the evidence in front of our face, it is a failed, collapsed state. And the only real economy down there, thanks to NAFTA deindustrializing what was in Mexico, it's all moved to China and India now, is narcotics. And it's $500 billion a year coming through there, and people are going to fight to get a piece of that money. And Calderon basically is on the record. The Army is going to ship it in. He's going to make 100% of it with the big El Jefes that run Mexico. And anybody tries to take a cut into that, Los Zetas and the Pentagon-backed trained forces are coming in to kill you. And the Mexican people are saying, you know what? We're going to get some of this money. And, quite frankly, who can blame them? And so they are tearing up the U.S. forces down there and the Mexican forces. Yes, folks, our government grows the poppies. The Marines grow it. The Army grows it in Afghanistan. They even put it on TV. They think they're so stupid. Okay, yeah, we're growing it, but it's still bad. You legalize this crud overnight, all of this stuff would end. They keep it illegal to keep the price up. Felipe Calderon wants our guns. Give me a break, mafia boss.